second film with Gus Van Sant, having done To Die For and now Good Will Hunting. Obviously, you did a lot of films with Tim Burton. Do you think that this is now a relationship that you're going to carry forward into more projects, your and Gus's?
Well, I mean, this is my second film with Gus, and I love working with Gus. It's just really easy, and those type of relationships are not often found, when you're between a composer and a director, where it's just easy to work with somebody. And he has just an odd enough tone to his films that it makes it enjoyable for me, because I always like it. My favorite movies to compose for are ones where it's hard to find the tone, and it's important to find the tone. And by nailing down the tone of the film, it helps the movie come alive. But the tone isn't immediately obvious. And To Die For was very much that way, and all of Tim's movies are that way, where if you look at the same movie with the wrong music, it really changes it, because the tone is so unusual, and you have to really nail it. And I think that's what I like most about composing, is like finding that tone,
saturating yourself with it.
Yeah.
How do you nail it down? Do you ask the director specific questions, or is it just script analysis? Is it all of those things? Is it conversations with the director? The interesting thing, both with Gus and Tim, is there's not a lot of conversation. Tim shows me the movie, and I could usually read his mind, and we talk a little bit about it, and he just tells me how he feels. He doesn't tell me what he wants to hear. And Gus is very much the same way. He just says, you're the composer, I'm the director, I think you know what to do. And I'll say, well, how does this feel? Well, I feel this way, and I kind of feel that way. And then we just take it from there. It's great that you've stumbled over a couple of directors that you had that relationship with. If you look at the history of film, there's a lot of examples of director and composer that have carried a relationship forward for years and years and years. Obviously, Nino Rota and Fellini and
Bernard Herrmann, my master.
Yeah, and
the great
Hitchcock.
Yeah.
It's because of that, I guess, because of the rare quality of that relationship. When you find something like that, you hang on to it.
I can't say with them, what it was. I mean, for me as a listener growing up on those composers and those directors, Fellini's movies went perfectly with Nino Rota's music, and when Nino Rota was no longer there, I missed that element. And it was the same with Bernard Herrmann. I mean, he worked with other composers, but after their split, his absence for me was missed as a viewer. The two working together was perfect. I don't know why.
Well, we're going to head into the first track from the Good Will Hunting soundtrack, which is your orchestrated section of an Elliott Smith tune.
Yeah, it was really funny. Elliott flew in. He had a horrible cold, and it's the end of a session, and everybody's very nervous because with orchestra, it's very expensive. And he slips into the room, and he's got his guitar, and the orchestra's playing, and I'm sitting next to Elliott and cueing him, and Steve Bartek, who's my orchestrator and partner, he's conducting the orchestra. We're all in eye sync with each other. But the orchestra didn't know that he was sitting there, so we're trying it a couple of times. So finally I said, something's wrong. Wait a minute. I said, everybody, the gentleman you hear singing is not coming up at it. He's sitting right in there. Come out. Elliott waved. Said, oh, now they understood. It was a live thing together. So
they thought they were performing to a track.
Exactly. So then Elliott would start playing. I'd be watching him. Right at the right moment, I'd cue Steve. We were all like in this kind of three-way communication because he had to be in a booth. And finally, it was just so much fun. It was great. I felt like George Martin for a few moments.
Danny Elfman is with us. It's Morning Becomes Eclectic.
You'll never see the promises you'll only make. The people you've been before that you don't want around anymore, that push and shove and you've been to. I'll keep them still.